The wind screamed across the tundra, howling like a wounded beast. Even inside my pressure suit, the cold was a living thing, gnawing at the seals, prying at my bones. Frost bloomed on my visor, and my exosuit's temperature warnings pinged in soft, repetitive chirps. I shouldn't have been out this far from base. Not alone. But there was a signature, faint, erratic, barely distinguishable from the static of ice storms and magnetic interference. It was dumb curiosity, I suppose. That, and the nagging sense that I wasn't the only thing alive out here. The signal led me to a collapsed ridge. Snow had piled high, hiding the shape beneath it, but my scanner flickered with confirmation. Something biological. Something alive. I dropped to my knees and dug, fingers numb even through synthetic gloves. After a minute, I found the edge of something metallic, a pod half crushed. A survival unit, outdated by at least 50 years. Then I saw her. She was curled inside the shattered capsule, limbs too long to be human, skin a pale lavender, almost translucent in the dying light. A slit ran down the middle of her forehead where faint bioluminescence still glowed. She blinked slowly as I leaned closer. She wasn't dead. I hit the comms. Dr. Lin, this is Vega 3 Patrol. I got someone. Not human. Still alive. Requesting immediate evac coordinates. Static. Just like before. Of course the storm would cut us off. Her eyes opened fully, focusing on me. And then, in a voice that sounded like cracked ice and fading song, she whispered, "You found me in the cold." I stood frozen. She reached out, bare fingers against my suit's gauntlet. The warmth that shouldn't have been there pulsed through. "Let me show you what that meant." She survived the journey back. Barely. My rover's emergency thermal unit was the only thing that kept her core temperature stable. And the whole way back, she never once let go of my arm, as if my presence alone anchored her to life. When we returned to base Halcyon, the others were stunned. Dr. Lin practically tackled me the moment I entered the medbay. She ran scans, issued quarantines, and fought me every step when I refused to let the alien woman out of my sight. "She's not a lab rat," I snapped. "She's intelligent." She spoke to me. "Which could mean anything if she's mimicking speech," Lin countered. "She might not even know what she's saying." But she did. She proved it later, after I sneaked into the quarantine room during a shift change. She sat on the floor, hooked to rehydration tubes, her eyes following me as I approached. "Your name is Commander Eli," she said slowly. "You remember that. I remember your voice. Pulling me back. Your warmth. The storm faded when you touched me." Crouched down. "What's your name?" Her lips moved uncertainly. "In your tongue." "Elra. Elra." I repeated it, and she smiled. "You saved me," she said. "But that is not all. There is more you must see." Elra recovered faster than any of us expected. Her species, she said, adapted rapidly. Their biology was flexible, reactive, meant for survival under extreme conditions. And that's when she started telling us her story. Not to the whole base. Just to me. She had been a part of a scouting expedition, a distant race of explorers who sought out planets nearing critical ecological collapse. Not to invade, not to conquer, but to witness. To document. Her people believed in bearing witness to death. So nothing died forgotten. Their ship had been caught in the upper thermosphere of the planet during the last magnetic storm cycle. Her pod had ejected before the crash. She'd been alone in the ice for over a standard year. I slept. I dreamed of cold. Of silence. I accepted death. And then, yes. And then you came, she said. It wasn't just gratitude. I saw it in her eyes. In the way she stood a little closer every time we talked. In the way she paused when I touched her shoulder. And I felt something too. It's strange how fast you can connect with someone when you've both brushed death. Elra and I spent more time together as the base adjusted to her presence. She learned quickly, absorbing our language, mimicking our tech. But more than that, she listened. Deeply. Carefully. As though every word I said carried the weight of the universe. One night she took me to the observation dome. The stars here, they do not sing like mine, she murmured. Sing. She placed her hand on my chest. In my world, we sense the resonance of cosmic bodies. Each planet, each sun, has a tone. A song. And Earth. Yes. She frowned. Your world screams. That silenced me. It is dying, she said. Too much fire. Too much noise. But your people are so loud in spirit. You fight. You endure. Even as it falls. I laughed quietly. We're stubborn, I guess. No, she said, her eyes reflecting the starlight. You're alive. And then she leaned in, her forehead touching mine. You pulled me from the cold. Now I pull you toward something more. A month later, she showed me something no one else on base had seen. She led me to the northern edge of the tundra, past the perimeter fence, where ancient ice met jagged mountain. There, hidden beneath the snowdrifts, was her ship, or what was left of it. It was half buried, ruined, but the core still pulsed faintly. She pressed her palm to the hull, and the door hissed open. Wait here, she said. I must show you what I meant. Inside was a chamber filled with light. Holograms danced across the walls, images of planets, star systems, life forms. Data collected from hundreds of worlds. But one hologram hovered in the center. Earth. This is what I recorded, Elra said. Before the crash, I witnessed your species. I saw your wars, your resilience, your sorrow, your laughter. And I saw you, Commander Eli. Me. Your name. Your mission. It echoed across the emergency broadcasts. I heard you every day calling for survivors. Even when you found none. I remembered. The first months after the collapse. We had lost half the colony to quakes and storms. I had called into the void, hoping someone, anyone, would respond. You never gave up, she said. Your signal. It gave me reason to survive. To hold on. Even in the cold. Her voice broke. So when you found me, you knew. Had to show you. That your voice, your life, meant something more. In the weeks that followed, something shifted. Elra and I weren't just survivors anymore. We were something else. An unspoken promise between two beings who should never have met. She taught me her language in pieces. I showed her Earth's music, its poetry. We danced once, under the glow of the auroras. And then came the recall order. Command wanted her relocated. Studied. Transferred to Central Authority for cooperative analysis. She looked at me when I told her. You are not coming. They didn't say anything about that. Her glow dimmed. I do not wish to go without you. I stared at the datapad in my hand. The official transfer order blinked red at the bottom. Then I set it down. Then I won't let you. We escaped before dawn. I falsified reports, scrambled the base's tracker systems, and drove the long route across the tundra toward her buried ship. It was risky, suicidal even. But when I looked at her, I didn't feel cold anymore. The ship's core took hours to recharge. During that time we sat huddled near the heat vents, silent except for the storm outside. I was supposed to witness your death, she whispered. But you taught me something else.